Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Erica Vella.
Fall is here and it is going to be a cold one. Here's your complete 5-day weather forecast. Today we are seeing mostly cloudy skies and a 30% chance of rain. We will reach a high of 8 and a low of 1. Thursday we can continue to expect some isolated showers that may switch into, that's right, light flurries on Friday morning. But fear not, we will switch back into light showers Friday afternoon, continuing with a high of 9 and dropping down to a low of 1. On Saturday we will see some rain and expect a high of 7 and a low of 3. And finally we will finish off our weekend with those isolated showers again, moving up to a high of 9 and staying at that steady low of 3. That's all for your 5-day weather forecast. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Erica. Turning now to national and international news, Ottawa is gearing up for another explosive day in the Senate. Senator Pamela Wallin is expected to speak today about inappropriately claimed expenses. Wallin has repaid the Senate $150,000 in travel expenses. The Senate is considering suspending 3 senators without pay for 2 years for breaking spending rules. Yesterday, Senator Mike Duffy dropped a bomb when he claimed he's the victim of a conspiracy by the Prime Minister's office.
The U.S. Director of National Intelligence says a report published in France's Le Monde newspaper about tapping into French phone calls is false. James Clapper specifically denied the claim that over 70 million phone calls were collected. He admits that the U.S. gathers the same kind of intelligence that all countries do. Mexico says they will investigate similar claims of spying on presidential emails by the United States.
Pope Francis temporarily expelled the German Bishop of Limburg today. Franz Peter Tabarts van Elst has spent over 31 million euros on the bishop's official residence. The Pope expects bishops to live simply and humbly. It is not clear how long the suspension will be for.
The wildfires in Australia continue to blaze, but fire officials say the worst part of the crisis has been averted. Services Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons says they've never seen this kind of damage and destruction at this time of the year. Some evacuated residents are returning to their homes, but fire officials say the threat isn't over. There are over 60 fires roaring across Australia, with nearly 30 of those being uncontained. 1 man has been killed and dozens of homes have been destroyed. High winds are expected tomorrow that could bring challenges for firefighters.
Prince George was christened in London today. The future heir and his parents, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, arrived at St. James's Palace this morning. Guests in attendance include the royal family and the Middletons, as well as Prince George's 7 godparents. The names of his godparents were released just before the ceremony, and they include university friends, a former private secretary, and Zara Phillips, the only royal godparent.
And now with your sports news, here's Xiaoli Li.
Thanks, guys. There's plenty of Humber Hawks action tonight as your men's and women's volleyball teams start their season against Mohawk College at the Athletic Center. Meanwhile, varsity men's rugby takes on Georgian College at Valleyfield North at 4:30. Men's Hawks rugby is undefeated this season with 5 wins. A win against second-place Georgia tonight will give them 6 wins in 6 games and a perfect record. Hawks women's rugby aren't in the mood to be overlooked, however. They're unbeaten as well and will take on Seneca in the Valley tomorrow. Meanwhile, Humber got to see some NBA All-Stars up close yesterday. The New York Knicks practiced in the Humber gym, shutting down the Athletic Center. After losing in double OT to the Raptors on Monday night, Carmelo Anthony, Amare Stoudemire, and J.R. Smith were put through their paces in the Humber gym before leaving in a team bus. The Knicks will play the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Meanwhile, Zebo and the Memphis Grizzlies will take on the Raps at the ACC. The Toronto Maple Leafs are back to winning ways after coming back against the Ducks at the ACC last night. Anaheim were up 2-0 in the second, but that was before Phil Kessel stunned Ducks goalie Jonas Hillier with a hat trick. Leafs captain Dion Phaneuf also scored, and the final score was 4-2. After the game, hat trick hero Phil Kessel gave credit to the passes from James Van Riemsdyk that set up 2 of the goals.
JVR made 2 great passes to me, and unfortunate to bury ball.
High off the win, it'll be a happy Leaf squad that heads to Columbus to play the Blue Jackets on Friday. And now for your game of the night. It's a beautiful night for baseball in Boston as Game 1 of the World Series gets started. The St. Louis Cardinals and Boston Red Sox last met in the World Series in 2004. Boston swept the Cards then, but look for things to go a little different this time around. The Cards have strength and experience in the bullpen, but Boston won't go quietly. Heavy hitter David Ortiz is sure to want to crack at card starter Adam Wainwright, while neither infield is looking to give an inch. Fenway is sure to be electric tonight in a can't-miss game. First pitch is at 7:30. And if baseball isn't your thing, the HSF is hosting a Zumbathon this evening at the Lakeshore campus. Starting at 7, people can come to the AB gym and Zumba with athletics. There will be door prizes and plenty of Humber swag for anyone who comes by. To join in on the fun, bring a non-perishable food item for donation to the HSF Food Bank. That's all for sports. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Shal. After the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment news from Faiza Amin.
A Jersey Shore cast member has a new baby and Kelly Clarkson snubs her mother. I'll have all that and more coming up in entertainment.